Hello crochet friends, this is Sylvia with Crazy Cool Crochet, but I'm back with a brand new design and I'm calling this a crochet shell filet pullover. It's a fairly simple pattern. It will come in multiple sizes of course, and the instructions for the different sizes will be added as a text all throughout the video. And for more detail, please remember to check the bottom of the video. There's a section where creators add more detail. That's where you will find more detail. Okay? If you're looking for example, how much yarn was used, that will be in the description box below. So we are going to use a number 4 yarn. You'll need a yarn needle, scissors, and then the crochet hook I'm using here is a 5mm. Oh, on my last quick little update that I gave when I was letting you all know I'm still here, don't leave me, I'm still here. I had a whole bunch of different skeins of yarn, different colors, and I asked you all to let me know in the comments which color you would like to see this next crochet top. And out of all the colors that I had, yellow was not one of them. And I ended up going with yellow. Most of you chose like the medium blue, which I love, and I was leaning towards the hot pink, maybe even a pastel pink. When I got to the store, this is all that was available to me. I couldn't believe it. It was ridiculous. I mean, the store was like out of yarn. And no, it wasn't Joann's, which as of this taping is going out of business. So that's not where I was at. But anyway, I ended up going with yellow. Let's get started. We are going to start with a chain of 62, then starting in the second chain from the hook. Second chain, you're not counting the loop on the hook. We will work a back loop only, single crochet into each chain. Okay, so for the back loop only, you want to turn the chain, here it is facing you, turn it toward you a little bit until you see all those little bumps popping out at you. So we're going to enter the hook into that back bump. For a back loop only single crochet, this is not mandatory. If you have a hard time with that, then just go ahead and enter your single crochet through the front as usual. Now I like to do it in the back loop for this design because it's not going to have any kind of a border. So this forms almost a self border because it's got that squared off bottom. Okay, so do that all the way across for 61 back loop only. If I can get in there, single crochets. At the end of that first row, chain 2 and turn. Now we're going to be working in double crochets. Okay, so you're going to skip that very first space, double crochet into the next, and into the next 3 spaces. So you have worked a total of 4 double crochets, and for this row, this pattern, that first turning chain there will also count as a double crochet, but you're only working 4 at the beginning of the row. Then you're going to skip 1 space, and then you're going to work 5 double crochets into the next. You have formed a shell. Now skip 1 and work a double crochet into the next 5 spaces. Skip one and do the 5 double crochets into the next space to form another shell. And you will repeat that across the row. Okay, so skip one and now work 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 spaces, skip one, work 5 double crochets into the next for a shell. You will end that row with the 5 double crochets. So there is your last shell. Skip one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 goes into that little nub under the 2 strands that form that last chain. It's number 5. Chain 1. So now you can see where we started with the 5 double crochets at the beginning, if you're counting that turning chain, and then 5 at the end. Chain 1, turn. Now we're going to work a single crochet into each stitch. 1 row of single crochets. This time you do enter into that very first spot, very first space. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is going to be a really easy way to keep your count. 5 double crochets, 5 single crochets. Over here you've got the 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 5 single crochets over the 5 double crochets, and you will just continue across. So a single crochet into each stitch. So your last one, here's your 5 double crochets that form that shell, and then you're going to have 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 will go into the turning chain. The top of the turning chain, you will work your last single crochet. Then you chain 2 and turn. Now we're going to work 4 double crochets, 1 into each of the next 4 single crochet spaces. Now when you work the double crochets, you are skipping the first space. For the single crochets, you go into the first one. For the double crochets, you skip over into the next one. Okay, so that was 4 double crochets. Now you're going to skip 2 spaces. And work your fan into the next space, your shell. 5 double crochets into 1 space. So now you've worked your double crochets over the double crochets, your shell over your shell. Skip 2 and then work 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 single crochet spaces. Isn't that pretty? Easy and pretty. Okay, now skip 2 and work your shell. And that is the pattern. Skip 2 and then work your 5 double crochets. Skip 2, work your shell. So do that all the way across. When you get to the end, you'll have your 4 double crochets down here, and then the turning chain. Of course, you're working into the single crochet, so don't forget to turn into that last little spot there. And there you go. At the end of that shell row, chain 1, turn, and now you will do your row of single crochets. So you begin into the first space and then into each stitch across, just like you did before. So those are your repeat rows. There's a 2-row repeat, the single crochet and then the double crochets. Now we're going to shape the shoulder. So you would have worked 36 rows, which would be a double crochet row. Then you will do your chain 1 and turn, and you will do a row of single crochets for 25 single crochets. So you'll do your 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 single crochets. Chain 2 and turn. Then you will continue with your pattern on the double crochet row. Chain 1, turn, do another row of the single crochets, chain 2, turn. You will end on a single crochet row for a total of 43 rows. Now for the opposite shoulder, you're going to attach the yarn, skipping 3 of the shells, and then attach the yarn over here and over the double crochet. The 5 double crochets, attach the yarn at the top of the double crochet, and then work your single crochets, which I've done 5 of them here. So 5 single crochets, 5 single crochets over the shell, 5, 5, and 5. Chain 2, turn, and continue in the pattern. After you have completed your 2 identical panels, you will place them wrong sides out, wrong sides are up, right sides are touching each other, and then we're going to seam at the shoulders. And you will just use a simple whip stitch. So attach the yarn at the furthermost stitches going through both panels. I like to attach with a knot, and then all you need to do is go through those chains that form at the top. So you go through the 2 strands on each panel and pull through. So you go from the back to the front and then around the back again. And that's all you do all the way across. So make sure that you are matching up your stitches. And then, of course, do the same on the other side. And then you're going to seam the sides. So to seam the sides, there's the shoulder that I haven't yet completed, the seaming. So for the sides, you want to determine the armhole opening, how wide you want that. So for this particular top, I will probably do about a 7-inch length for the opening. So you want to attach a stitch marker, which I normally just use a contrasting strand of yarn. Just put it there so I know where to stop the seam. And I start from the bottom. And this time you want to match up your rows. And just seam with the same whip stitch up to your stitch marker. And then do the same on the other side, and then you're done. This one really does not require any kind of borders. Isn't that awesome? It makes it so much simpler. And here we are, the completed crochet shell filet women's top. So please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, or if you just want to support my channel in general. I would love that so much. And I never really asked this, but please subscribe. That's also super helpful. So that's it for today's tutorial, and I do hope that you come back for the next one. Thank you.